Hey, what's up, everyone? So, I started a new YouTube channel and I'm going to dedicate it towards makeup, beauty, hair, self care, that kind of stuff. So, we are doing a full on makeup look today and I hope you like it. So, I am showing out at the beginning a couple of my skincare products that I've been using, a couple of masks. Some of that stuff is from the BoxyCharm subscription box. Okay, so it's super important to have a clean face. I run combination skin, a little on the dry side, so I want to make sure my face is really hydrated. So I did put on some extra, it's the Clinique hydrating gel. All the products and stuff I will put down in the description box below if you're interested. So super clean face, and I did get my beauty blender, beauty sponge, I should say. Nice and damp. I'm just making sure it's really clean and nice and dewy skin. All right, so as y'all can tell, I have really red skin. I have rosacea. It runs in my family. So foundation to me is huge. I use the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation. It's a foundation and concealer, so I don't use any further concealer. I just use what's in the bottle, and I kind of throw on a lot of it because of the extreme redness in my skin. I forgot something. I forgot my mirror. Yep, this is the first time me doing a recording like this for you guys. So I just pop it on, and I'm using a Morphe brush to just blend it in, just to apply the product. At this point, I'm not really focusing too much on details and being specific. I just am putting on the color, being gentle with the under eyes, always gentle. I'm in my 30s now, so we're always really careful with the pressure on the under eyes. So that's kind of round one. Hydrate, yes, cheers. And we're gonna go in with round two, and I'm gonna focus more so back on the redness. So nose, cheeks, chin, and a little bit between the brows for me. That's where I have the most redness. It's pretty common. And then this is another product that I'm using. It's a concealer, and it's a little bit darker shade. And I'm just covering up a couple more blemishes using my Tarte concealer. And I just go super, one little pop under each eye to kind of lift under the eye. Yeah, and then we're just gonna blend it in. I'm not swiping. I'm just really just going to pound the face. So yeah, we're just pounding the beauty blender. That way there's no brush strokes here. And I go in and kind of work on the under eye last because of how pigmented that color is. And definitely, definitely got to dance it out. But yeah, I definitely go through over and over. Again, skin is really important. It doesn't matter how great of a makeup artist you are. If you can just nail the skin part, you're golden. Then everyone appreciates healthy looking skin, whether you have it naturally or not. Okay, now time to set. I'm using the old school Spun loose setting powder. I've been using it forever, for years. I've used high-end stuff. I've used drugstore stuff. This is definitely a drugstore product. And I pound it on because, I was saying close my eyes. I put on a lot of setting powder at first because, as y'all know from my other channel, I film all day long. So when I put on my makeup, I don't want to have to keep touching it up throughout the day. So I definitely make sure to, they call this baking, to bake thy face. And then once I feel like I have it all set with my beauty blender, or beauty sponge, I should say, then I take a larger powder brush and very gently buff in all of that loose powder onto the face. And I'm being very careful to do as light pressure as possible, at least at first. And I just want to blend. I do spend a lot of time here, again, on the face because skin is so important. Again, whether you're in your 20s, like me, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, if you have great skin, it doesn't matter if you have a crazy cat eye or what else you have going on. Great skin is everything. and hydration. Okay, so we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to leave the face alone for a minute. I'm using the Jaclyn Hill, her newest eyeshadow palette. I believe it's with Morphe. And I love this palette, super pigmented colors. I just kind of pointed out which ones I'm going to use. This is a great palette. One of the colors I'll show you, that's a Jane Iredale blender brush. It's an all natural brush, excuse me. It's an all natural brush. And I just use the yellow shade at first. And I'm starting with the middle of the eye and going all the way up actually to the brow bone. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'm just putting a very light, I had to pull y'all in. Yes, let's get closer to each other. So I pulled y'all in so y'all could see a little bit better. When I put that yellow color on, again, I kind of start at the middle and go up. That way, whatever darker colors I lay down, we already have something pretty light and blended out before we lay any other color down. So the color I'm going in with now, I'm very careful with it. It's very pigmented. It can easily fly all over the place. So that's why I'm using the specific brush I am. I believe I'm using another Jane Iredale brush. But I concentrate this color just kind of all over the lid. I don't get too precise and crazy, at least not with this look, because I'm all about the wing liner. So I really don't obsess too much about how much is blended or not blended. I definitely make sure it's blended. But yeah, this, I just want to warm up the eye. I put some darker color. I focus on the outer portion of the eye. Go back, blend in a little bit more. I'm just using a transition color to marry the darker color and the yellow color. I believe it's called Perfectionist. And we just blend those two colors together. Definitely have to dance. If you dance when you do your makeup, it definitely helps the process. I was just cleaning up a little bit of the fallout with a powder brush. And I'm just using another blender brush to blend everything out. I could sit here all day and blend, but at some point I do have to, tell myself to stop, because that's not the focus. For me, the focus, at least in this look, is not so much the eyeshadow, but the eyeliner, which we will get to. So cleaning up under the eyes, before we go to the eyeliner, I'm going to pop that color on the lower lash line. I don't wear eyeliner anymore on the lower lash line. I tend to, I feel like I can't find one that doesn't run or drip and all that drip all over my face. So I use eyeshadow. Some people love that. Some people don't like it. It's what works for me, and I like it. So I use that darker color at first, and then I just do the opposite of what I did on top. Darker color, medium color, and then I end with the yellow color to kind of give it a somewhat sunset gradient effect. Just use a little bit of that yellow more on the inside. And that way we just have a really warm looking eye look. And I'm just taking a fluffy brush, and blending everything out. Always a good time to clean up those brows. And then what I do is I curl my eyelashes before I put on my eyeliner, because I work really hard. You'll see it takes a hot minute to get the eyeliner on, but because of all the work I put into the eyeliner, I feel like when I curl my lashes, sometimes it removes the eyeliner. So this is what I get asked about a lot. I use, pigmented, beautiful. This is the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner. I used to use Stila, Kat Von D. I think I lost my cap, and I was like, screw it, we'll find it later. I used to use those other brands, but this one I've been using for the last couple years, and it's just a super pigmented. It dries really fast. So I just go one little piece at a time. I don't do a whole eye and then move to the other eye. I start and just pull a little corner and pull the line towards the end of my I go from the corner of my eye with the eyeliner, and I make a straight line coming out, angling it up, and I make sure they're both even. And I just do little strokes at a time. Little strokes at a time. And then we fill it in. And the thing with these pens, which I love, is the way that you use the pen, you let the pen do the work for you. So sometimes I'm almost laying the pen down when I'm filling in the liner. And I just, again, I let the pen just do the work for me. And of course, make sure the flick at the end looks good. Fill in the other side, the other eye. And in this process, I'm constantly in the mirror looking back up, looking straight forward to make sure that the wings are even, that they're filled in all the way to the lashes. It's okay to pull on your eye a little bit if you need to. Some makeup artists don't, I don't know, they think that's not a good idea, but it helps me be really precise. So it's what I do. I think they just say over time that, you know, of course it's going to add more creasing to your eye, but I'm 35 and I don't have too many creases, so it's not too bad. So here I'm just cleaning up any messes I have. I'm using a small angle brush, and I just sprayed a little bit of toner on there just for the sake of the video. I normally would just use my own saliva and just clean that up. Yes, I just told all that. But here for the video, I'm just cleaning up with, again, an angled brush. And I wet the brush with some toner. I'm going back in and just perfecting the liner, making sure that everything is even and good. Now it's time to put on mascara. This is the Maybelline Colossal Volume. And I put on a couple of coats here, 2, sometimes 3 coats, and that's it. Because, so I've put on fake eyelashes before many a times, the glue, the magnetic ones. I've tried all different brands and all different types of lashes, and they just, I don't know, maybe my eyes are too small. They're just not, have never found a good false lash that works for me. So I really like to just amp up what I already have with good mascara. And this one works well for me. And plus, that way the focus still is on the liner and not on the lashes or anything else. Oh, I got a little bit of mascara on my nose, so I was just correcting it for y'all. Okay, so after everything is clean, I tend to go back and kind of make sure the under eye is clean. Looking good. Definitely add more mascara. Okay, now time for the brows. I just use powder to fill in my brows. I've used a lot of different products, and I can't ever find a shade that I like except for this one. Oh, I'm looking outside. I think I got a package at that time, so I was like, who's walking up to my house? So let's get into the brows. I use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and that's the darkest color that I use on just a regular angle brush. And I just fill them in with powder. I don't go too crazy with the brows. Oh, dance it out. I found the cap to my eyeliner. I was really excited to find that. Yes, I thought I lost it. So I was really happy about that. So here I just fill in my eyebrows with powder. I just take a lot of small strokes here. Some people get really precise and into the brows. I feel like because I spend so much time on my eyeliner, that's kind of my one main focus point. You know, skin and eyeliner are kind of my biggest 2 things. Just for me, particularly for the looks that I do. So once it's filled in, then I just spoolie it again. And just for fun, we'll add a little bit more mascara just to make those lashes pop. Oh yeah, looking good. So here on the bottom lashes, I'm showing y'all a little trick that I don't really have great bottom lashes. So once my eye look is done, this is the last little touch I do. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I just pop in a couple little dots where lashes would be. And I just, you know, I play with it. I just do something a little bit different every time and just do what works for you. So now time to bronze that face. I'm using the Hoola bronzer, and the best rule of thumb with bronzer is if you think of what bronzer is, it's going to warm up the face like you have a tan. So where does the sun hit your face? On the highest point. So bronzer is okay to use on the highest points, and in my opinion, just to kind of warm up the face all over. So I was showing y'all in a rotation of 3. If you do it forehead, cheek, jawline, and make a 3. And I'm going back and tanning up the neck, bronzing up the neck, making it look tan. And I always make sure that when I start with bronzer or contour, that whenever I pick up product, I feel like this is really important. Whenever I pick up product, I make sure that the darkest point, I hope I'm making sense. So when I pick up product, I make sure, and you'll see here for the contour, I start at the very back by my ear. You always want to start at a place like that in the very back. And same with the bronzer. So here I'm just going in back with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And I'm adding a little bit of contour just to get rid of that double chin and define the cheekbones. And if you ever feel like it's too much or it's looking a little muddy, I just keep going back with my original loose powder brush and I just powder it out. I just blend it out and yeah. So now I'm going to contour the nose a little bit more with a fluffy brush, going back in with the medium shade from the Kat Von D palette and making a line on the side of my nose, and I take it all the way up to the brow bone, and same on the other side here, just to really define the nose, and then I blend that color out. Okay, blend it a little more with the powder brush. And now we're getting ready for highlighter. So I'm using Morphe palette. I'm almost out. You can definitely see the one I use all the time. And I just use my finger and I just do a little touch on the tip of the nose and then on the bridge of the nose. I also go back with the finger and concentrate a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And then I grab my fluffy brush. I'm having a hard time finding it. There we go. It's a Morphe brush. Same highlighter color, and I'm going to keep this super concentrated on the highest points of the face. Using my finger again and just dabbing in a little bit below and above the brow bone on the highest point there. Nose, tops of the cheekbones, Cupid's bow. You can add it on the chin too if you'd like. I tend to break out on my chin more often than not, so I usually skip chin highlighter. And this is a Morphe blush palette. And the best thing to do here, this is my favorite part, blush. I'm a huge blush person. It just gives me life. It makes me feel happy. I don't know what it is. It just brings all that life back into the face. As I smile and I hit the apples of the cheeks first, and then I blend out from there. I go in with some darker tones, and then I top it with some lighter colors. This is a new Tarte setting spray that I had used before the video, and then it went crazy. It's like it opened up more, and the sprayer was really intense, but it worked really well. And I really liked it. It kept it really dewy. So after we set the face, the last finishing touch is to add the lipstick. I'm using Kat Von D liquid lipstick in shade Vampira. I get questions on this lipstick all the time. It's so beautiful. It's great for fall. And what I normally do is I focus on the Cupid's bow first. Then I take the color down and then I focus on the bottom lip. And similarly with the eyeliner here, I really just let that wand do a lot of the work for me, the way that I position and the way that I lay it down. And that's about it, you guys. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. And now time to go do my hair. This was really fun. And oh, I'm adding on. So what happens when you put that dark lipstick on is sometimes you'll notice how a dark lipstick will kind of make all that work you just did kind of fade. So I went back and added even more blush. I like the look of a lot of blush, and then I just added more toner on there. Oh, and then just toward the end, so sometimes it bubbles, and I just take my beauty blender and just blend that spray on into the face, that way it looks like skin. And that's it. I love y'all so much.